So now that we've got this T-case situated, you guys, in exactly how we want it. Oh, look who's we caught in the shop. Chelsea's out here, you guys. Chelsea's back with us on the team. She edits all these videos, so make sure you give her a shout out.
Subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Matt's getting this bracket kit from Hulse Engineering put on the 3.9, and looks like it's going really well. The kit's really cool, clean, and comes with all the hardware. So we're gonna get that put on the motor. Then we just kind of see where we're at with it, you guys, and see all the room we got, and keep moving forward. And what do you got to say about that, Matt? Does it go together pretty good?
Yeah, we just need the
tensioner.
Tensioner pulley.
I do have the tensioner pulley here.
Oh, hey, looky there. Hey, we don't need that tensioner.
So you guys, the kit was pretty cool for these 3 9s. There was no sense of designing and building one when you have another fabricator that's already done so. So Richard Hulse got this kit pretty much designed and dialed, really putting parts where they need to be. We do have a power steering pump that's going to go in that bracket there. But now you can see with the motor dressed, we either gained room or lost room. And in this case, I think we gained a little bit of room. So our links are still going to be good, and our chassis is wide enough where it needs to be. So all in all, pretty good deal. And we also ran into some diff issues. I had a couple diffs in mind for these. They were true 9 diffs, but the fact that we're going portals, they would not work in the housing with a forward engine car, front mount car engine, whatever, you guys. I'm trying to say a lot right there. But long story short, East Coast gears pulled through, and we have now got our low pinion 9-inch, which will be flipped upside down and put in the housings to make the car go the correct way. Not only that, I made a decision a couple days ago to cut the C's, and we've got those reclocked. So I've set those C's at 10 degrees with a 90-degree face on the diff, giving us a lot of caster. And I'll explain that and more when we get this car going and more built. I'll kind of explain why we're doing that. But that's kind of a wrap on the buggy for now. So any last words, Matt?
No. My car is way too messy.
And check that out, you guys. Matt just went into the solid, and not only does he have a cool RC car, which is an MOA carbon fiber Barry's chassis with XR10 axles, but he just went and got the steering parts we've needed for the new build. So as you guys know, we're going full hydro, rear steer, and we wanted to run the best, so we went with PSC, innovation without limitation. So Matt did a solid and got those for us. We'll be getting these unpackaged and kind of getting them in the plan of the build, you guys. So a lot of building a new car is a lot of just moving parts on getting parts, getting what you need, sourcing the things, and it takes a lot. So enjoy the way we do it. So basically what we just got here, you guys, is a 4.5-inch power steering pulley with the correct ribs that we're running for our belt. And you can see that right there, exactly the same. And we have the bracket on, which we already showed you guys. So now we've got the power steering pump. We are running a PSC style TC pump. So let's POV, point of view, baby. Here we go. That's basically what you pay for right there, is the stickers. So you got to find somewhere super sweet to put those. And then let's see what this looks like. Point of view. Don't mind the mess walking with the camera. Like delivering a baby. Boom, there it is, you guys. Sealed in the deal. So tiny little thing, super high performance, super high output. We'll get this pulley installed and we can get that installed on the car. Now we know exactly what the car and engine bay and fully dressed is going to look like. Headers is a different situation. You can kind of design those and put them where you need, but really dressing the front of a car, building a car at any point is major for frame rails, skid plates, all the other stuff. So super cool, super fortunate to be able to show you guys this and bring you these videos. Make sure you like and subscribe to these videos. We're really trying to grow, bring you more content of the stuff we do, and really just like your guys' support. So all right, you guys, I went ahead and cut out the diff covers for our 9-inch trail gear housings, and as you can see here, I've got them all cleaned up and ready to start fitting on the diff. So pretty sick. I've got the diff here. I'm gonna get it set up and start fitting these up, get them tacked on. So just like that, you guys, I basically have the big plate. You take it, you put it here and clamp it down. I'm gonna go ahead and get it tacked up here, and then I will clamp this down and just start tacking it all the way down. And then we've got these side pieces. And the fact that we're turning this housing upside down, the drain plug was no longer good. So that's where these plates come in and box it in, and we'll weld it all up. This will just give this axle a lot more beef. That way when we slam it into rocks, it doesn't even matter. So I'm gonna clamp this down and get a tack on there. The 2 corners. And right there, you guys, we've got the main pieces in. Like I said, we're gonna take these other 2 pieces, put them off to the side, and this thing will be ready to weld out. So basically the front end of the chassis, I tightened the nose up, bringing the front of the car all is in just one flow, as you see here, where the last car had more of a bumper and a little bit wider stance there. And then I've also taken the rock slider and put a bend in it here, and I will show you guys why. Matt's been going balls to the walls over here as well, and has the transmission bolted up to the T-case and the engine. So we've got the whole thing pretty much bolted together so we can see exactly how it's gonna lie in the chassis. We've got the front of the motors all dressed as well, and it looks absolutely killer. So you guys seen that a little bit, but now here is the new chassis, you guys. This thing is super sick. So what I've done here is basically taken the belly of the car, moved it forward, and this part of the belly is actually kind of the belly of the car essentially now. And so we've raked the chassis down to make that flat. And what that does is bring the belly up off the table and already starting at like a 10-degree uphill. And then the bend in the slider, you can see what I did there, is basically made the seating flat and brought the floor down for leg room and also to help slide across rocks. And this is all for the bigger picture, which is going to be the rear suspension. And we're going to just keep chipping away until we can get to that point. But as of now, we're going to drop this motor, get it slung up in here with the forklift and in position. So be watching this. Time to do some sketchy shit.
I'm gonna do something cool.
Is that all you got for height? Oh. Okay. Yeah, well. Side shift. There you go. You're good. Come down. Can you come in anymore? Okay. Yeah. You can push it.
When we get down, then we can kind of.
There we go. We're past the critical part. Okay. There we go. Very nice. Yeah.
Now I side shifted, we can kick it and come back a little bit if you need.
Yeah, we will for this tensioner. Whoa. Okay, side shift. There we go. That's a little better. Yeah. We got front is pretty close to centered up. Yeah, I think the whole motor just needs to come passenger just a smidge, or even just do something like that. Yeah, so as you guys can see, it's very faint. Oh, maybe you guys might not be able to see, but we got a center line on the table marked out from there to center up front. So that's what we're going off of for centering. And this one, you guys can see that little notch that we got cut out, and it's really close to center. Might not be perfectly centered, but we can adjust. But she's a tight fit. Honestly, could even come over passenger on the front, even just a little bit, the whole thing, because I think right now it's pretty straight in the car, so we could just move it over just a bump. We got diff is gonna be right here, I think. Yeah, something like right there. So we got, as you guys can see, diff would be right here. Got pretty straight shot with the drive line. We will most likely end up cutting out just that little bit of bell housing, and same with that little nub, that little bracket back there on the side of the tranny. And starter goes on this side, so we're gonna have to cut a whole lot of bell housing and whatnot. It's not that big of a deal, but she sits in there freaking pretty dang good. Now just for the minor adjustments and building some motor mounts.
All right, you guys, we absolutely love the position of the motor. The axle, we've scooted it up right into place and exactly where it's going to live. And that definitely defines our caster. Check that out. We leaning it back quite a bit. On this build, you guys, I'm trying to pull in a lot of different things I've learned over the years with my RC cars. Some of you know I'm super into the MOA scene and play with these cars more than I play with myself. So I'm taking a lot of different things I've learned from that, and that's weight bias, suspension link geometry, chassis design, and a lot of just different things. So not only have I been building boogies a long time, I've been playing with RC cars, learning a lot of really different tricks, big tricks. So you can see I've redesigned the front of this so it bends out just enough to clear the motor, give us the room we need here, but also allowing my ORI is going to mount right here in this pocket and come right down to the bottom of this seat. So with doing that, we had to figure out a way to mount this suspension. I built the axles at full width +1. So now my link will land right here, and as you can see, it drives down into the belly. And right here, you can see I put in a gusset basically, and that's just gonna make it so I can land my link right there on that and have 2 straight points, and then also allowing this one to mount right there. So super killer, you guys, super rad. We're gonna use the same size link and heim and run that right here on the top. So our upper link will come down, catch the boat side right there, and keep everything right where it needs to be. So as I'm doing that, Matt's working on getting this transmission mounted. You can see here he's got the bungs and the tube already welded. He's got the brackets. And when I do these, you guys, I like to, you can see it's on the table now, but what you'll notice is when we tack this all in, we'll raise it up a little bit. That way, if you ever hit the belly, you don't hit your cross member and push up on the tranny as well. So a lot of people are mounting their drivetrain or their powertrain hard mounted nowadays, and I'm still just not a firm believer of that, to where we rock crawl and the chassis takes a lot of abuse, and every time you hit the chassis, you are putting the stress of that into the powertrain that's mounted hard mounted. So causing, you know, tail housings on transmissions, the brake, causing stress on the engine block, all kinds of different things. So I'm a huge firm believer on polyurethane mounting. So my tranny will be mounted on bushings. The engine will also be mounted on bushings, keeping it kind of isolated in the car. So now that we've got a bunch of stuff set up, it's time to start designing some brackets and getting those built. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Alright, so I've been working on the brackets and whatnot for the transmission cross member. I think I finally got it pretty good. It's just sitting there. We got these mock-up bushings I had a machinist buddy of mine at my last job make. But so it's pretty, here, let's see if you guys can see that much better. We're fairly level with the transmission and the tube. So, whoa, now I'll pull the welder a little closer and just get the tops of these all tacked in, just so it doesn't move. Once I love it and start working the bracket for the plate, I'll finish everything up and make it perfect. But for now, I'll just tack the tops and then start making some measurements for the plate work and get going on that.
Another really cool feature of this new car, you guys, is this whole tube is 188 wall, and it runs across the whole belly and straight up to the end there. And so this is 188 wall too. And so this gusset we just put in is 188 wall as well, and I will be using the lower suspension brackets will all be 1/4 inch plate. So kind of a little extra beef than I normally do. and that is because these portals pull hard, you guys. It puts a lot more stress on everything, and so I've really wanted to beef the car up so we can do a really good smashing on the rocks with this thing. Matt's still checking on the tranny mount. He's actually over here drawing it up. I'll give you a sneak peek on that. He's got it all measured up. He has a really cool way of finding bolt holes. How'd you do that, Matt?
My fingers.
See that? So he basically picks a piece of paper underneath, and then he works his fingers all over it, and he can find the holes. So then it's easier to measure without getting under the car. So, and we've also got a really cool plate in the shop to build all of our tabs out of. This is some P&O plate, which is basically, I think it's pickled and oiled. So it comes basically raw. So you basically, it's like DOM tube. There is no mild scale on it like all this other plate. You can see the scale and the color. So this stuff is fresh. So this car, you guys, we're really trying to represent all the things I've learned and all the skills we have here as a team, and build you guys one hell of a rock crawler. So looking forward to getting this thing done. We'll be having it at Trail Hero, We Rocks, King of the Hammers, all the places, and really can't wait to show you guys this thing. So we're gonna keep on going. And always, thanks for watching, you guys. If you guys like this shit, comment in the below and we'll get back to you guys. Also, I'm trying to follow everyone and subscribe to your guys' YouTube if you subscribe to ours. So let's keep that going as well. All right, with the belly being 188 wall, I told you guys we were gonna go some thick brackets, and that's exactly what we did. So Matt's gonna get these all assembled and burn them out. So these will be our front lowers. They're 1/4 inch. And you can see wherever we weld to tube, I kind of put an extra little bevel just to let that weld sink down in there. And then we had these teardrop weld washers. I really like them, but they're a little small on those big brackets. So we're gonna thin up the washer and run these ones, and they're a little bigger, covering some more surface. And then we're also boxing them in top and bottom for the front link. So I'm gonna leave you with Matt. He'll kind of show you guys a little bit of the welding process and setup.
Alright, there we go. We got both the front lower brackets all fully welded up, cleaned up. Super beef. Gonna be plenty strong, hopefully. Anyways, now I can go mock them up in the car and get them packed in.
I don't want to cut into this one, but you guys, we totally need as much room as we can for our link bracket here. And we're gonna have one sitting right up against this. And in order for the bolt and the nut and everything for us to get to it, we've got to chunk this out. We've also done it on this side. You can see I've already self-clearanced that a little. Well, I clearanced it myself. Normally we self-clearance things on the trails, but this is gonna be so it sits right around this diff, getting us as close as we can to the car. So anyways, I'm gonna pound this out. We'll get it slid into place. Matt is getting the tabs welded in, and I just polished that cut up, you guys. So you can see right there, we just opened up a ton of room. So that's gonna be awesome for lower link status.
Alright, so while Thomas is getting his butt kicked on those lower links, I'm starting to work on the motor mount. So GM gave us these 4 bolts, perfect on this side. I'm gonna run a tube out and with a bend in it, and then bushing, or maybe, yeah, I don't know. It's gonna have a tube, plate, tube, bushing, and then we'll just tab off the chassis. Normally we tab off of the plate and then have the bushing come off the chassis, but we should feel good to do it that way. And then on this driver's side, we got these 3 holes. That was a bracket. Oh, it's over at the computer. But same concept. Just gonna take a piece of plate, basically trace the bracket, and build what was there at the bracket, whatever. Anyways, and then same concept, just a tube, bend, and then tabs with a bushing. So it should be pretty simple. Let's go draw this up. So this is the bracket that was on the driver's side. It sat up like that. So I'm just gonna go ahead. I already checked, and it is square on this side. So I'm just gonna measure center, center, and center, and center, and then do just a little bit bigger than that radius for the corners, and that should be perfect for the plate. I already checked to see if some 1.5 inches would sit right here, and it sits really good. Worst case scenario, we can just use some 1.25 inches. Should be just fine. So let's get to drawing. So here's our bracket. Moment of truth. Ta-da! There we go. That should work. I'll get this cleaned up and go and bolt it on. After cutting down some bolts and resizing the holes, we got one plate, and that tube should land right there. And I'll come out and up and just like that. So now I got this side done, I'm gonna start working on the other side. And yeah, so I'm gonna attempt to show you guys my little paper trick. Let's see if my hands are dirty enough. So you just gotta hold it. Oh yeah, hold it at one point. Just wipe your finger on the holes. Aw, and try not to do that. And then when all said and done, you can see that one got a little wonky, but it looks pretty dang square from this angle. So I'm just gonna double check measurements here, here, and here. And then I might just, I have to gamble on that hole. But anyways, I got at least cut these 3 points to go to make my drawing.